What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have some exercises we love for cognitive training for our athletes. So real quickly, cognitive training is pretty much just implementing some type of reactive or some type of element that requires a lot of brain power and thought. Something similar to what we would see out on the field, for example, right? You want your athletic movement, so let's say we're doing some agility, you want that to almost be second nature, where the athlete doesn't have to think about what they're doing footwork wise, for example, and they can focus on that external element. Let's say we're using a tennis ball, for example, or if you're playing soccer, it'd be that ball or the people in front of you, whatever you're doing on the field. So you're not necessarily thinking about your movements, they become second nature. We're a lot better, we're more efficient. So we make sure we get a lot of cognitive stuff in here. These are some exercises we love. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure you're subscribed to catch all of them. Hope you enjoy. All right, so number one, forewarning, we're just gonna be overlaying clips of our athletes in these videos that we've taken in the past. But number one, we're going a shuffle with a tennis ball catch. Okay, so you'll see me doing this with Eden. I absolutely love this one. This is one of the more basic ones we do. You can obviously progress it based on the level of the athlete, right? Like with Eden, we're going really fast. With other athletes, you go a little bit slower. But this way they're working on their ability to laterally change direction while focusing on that tennis ball. Okay, and then you'll see as another progression to that, I'll throw it over my head to where she has to take off. So now this way, yes, she's focusing on the lateral change of direction, catching the ball. She also has to be aware of what's going on beyond our 2-3 yard vicinity, what's going on behind, because the minute I throw that ball over, she has to be able to see beyond. She has to go from laterally changing direction, focusing on 2 yards in front of her, to now I got to get going, I got to run 10 yards in front of me. So I absolutely love this one and that ability to just see the broader picture while also focusing on what's in front of you, which is crazy important. That's going to help with your vision in sports. Number two, this one again is a little bit more simplistic, as we're just going lateral. You can go cone hops or line hops with a tennis ball catch. So you can see in the clips, we'll have a cone out and our athletes are just jumping over as they're catching a ball and tossing it back. So now we're not necessarily focusing on the jumping per se, but we're focusing on that tennis ball. Now I just want to preface, this does not mean that quality can turn to shit, right? The jumps are what we're working on. It's the main part. So I don't want us to be like doing some like really stupid jump out of control. Your jumps have to look clean. But as we're trying to progress our athletes, we have to make sure that they can, hit something very simple like this while focusing on something else and their form doesn't break, right? I can just be here, keep really good form, and I can be catching tennis balls, tossing it back and forth, because that's the type of stuff that we're gonna see when we're playing sports. You're not gonna be thinking, if you're guarding someone in basketball, you're not gonna be thinking about your shin angles as you're transitioning or planting or taking off, right? As you're trying to get back, you're gonna be thinking about the man in front of you and the ball, probably what's going on behind you, options A, B, C, what happens if I get the ball? The last thing on your mind is you're probably, your footwork. So what we want is to incorporate all of these so that it becomes second nature, so that it's a lot more efficient. Number three, we can still get cognitive training even with an injury. So in this video, unfortunately, about a week or two ago, Eden actually tore her ACL. So we're getting her ready for surgery. But as you can see, even though she's injured, we're still getting that cognitive training in. So we have two different balls. We have a blue ball and we have a yellow ball. The blue ball means left, the yellow ball means right. So for Eden, this is in terms of catching. When I toss the blue ball, she has to catch it with her left hand. When I toss the yellow ball, the tennis ball, she has to catch it with her right hand. So it's just being able to perform the movement, but she really has to think about what she's doing, focus on the ball, improve that reaction time, and also improve her ability to analyze situations and to react. That's a massive part of why we do this cognitive training. How fast can you analyze a situation, prepare your body, and react to it? You see a ball's going over the top. How fast can you analyze that, seeing the position of the other team running on, knowing what's behind you, and then you react accordingly? Everything in sports is quick analysis, quick reaction, especially if you want to get to the next level. So working on this, working on brain power, hand-eye coordination, that type of stuff is absolutely fantastic. So here's one if you guys are going through some injuries. Number 4, we're sticking with the blue ball, yellow ball theme. This time we're going off the wall, as you can see. So athletes are just standing on their toes. I like to get close to the wall if you're advanced. If you're not as trained, you can scooch farther away from the wall to give yourself more time. But the coach in behind, so myself in the videos, I'm throwing one ball off the wall. The athlete has to see which ball it is, analyze that, and react real quickly. So blue ball's left, right? If I see the blue ball coming off, then that means I have to turn to my left and sprint. I don't necessarily need them to catch it off any bounds, right? This one's just the ability to analyze and react. Yellow ball is off the wall, I turn to my right, okay? So this is all about, like I said, just seeing, reacting, going as quickly as you can. You can progress it, right? You can do a similar thing where you throw and then they have to catch in the correct hand, blue left, however you want to do it. And then you could have like a third ball that when you launch it off the wall, that's when they take off to go. There's so many ways we can alter, progress, regress, cognitive training. So get the different ones in there, find the level that suits you. But this one's really, really fun. Number 5, I like this one as a warm-up. We're going ladders with a tennis ball catch. So similar to the first 2 that we talked about, but we're gonna have ladders set up. I just like to have the athletes go side on, like, a foot in each, and then you're tossing the ball at them. They catch it, toss it back, rapid fire. One big thing that I do tell our athletes is I don't really care if they get their feet in the actual square themselves. It would be nice if they do, but I want them being able to have clean footwork where they're not messing up the ladder. That's my goal, right? Even if they don't get one in each square, as long as that ladder is staying clean, then that tells me they're in line and they're picking their feet up. They can catch the ball, toss it back as hard as you can, right? You can adjust it. You don't have to just go side on. You can go front. You can do whatever you want, right? There's so many iterations of ladders. I just like this one, especially for warming up. I think cognitive training is one of the best and most fun ways we can get athletes ready to go. All right, last one. We actually don't have any clips to overlay of this one, but this one's pretty reactive in nature. Okay, so you're gonna have a plate. We're pretty much going back and forth between quick step ups and jumps, just up and down on the plate. So it's kind of like Simon says, in the sense you're gonna be here. Coach will either say step or jump, right? So if they say step, then you're hitting your quick step ups. If they say jump, then you switch to a jump as quickly as you can. And we just go back and forth. However, the coach will not always say the alternate movement, right? So I mean, if I'm here hitting quick step ups, it doesn't mean that the next thing coming out of the mouth is jump. A lot of athletes will try to anticipate. So the minute they hear something with a voice, they just are hearing that auditory cue of, I hear a voice, it means I have to switch. This way, even if they hear a voice, they have to be able to analyze what the voice is saying, because if I'm here and if I say step, right, I'm not supposed to switch to a jump. If I go jump, then I do jump, right? I'm not gonna switch to a step if I'm calling jump. So I like that one because, like I said, athletes try to, not athletes, but humans in general, we try to find ways that are, we try to find shortcuts. And we get really good at understanding and finding patterns. And a lot of our athletes are incredibly smart here. So one thing that I've noticed is they'll find patterns in something that I say or something that Spencer says, so they can kind of understand what we're doing. So we always want to make sure we're messing it up, right? Trying to trick them, because you don't want them to find those patterns, because in sports, there's not going to be something like that. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.